Greetings, fellow AFOLs. What you are about to witness is unlike anything you most likely have never ever seen. That's right, I'm going to take you on a tour of the one, the only, City of Legoville. So stay tuned, because that's coming up right now. So I'm going to start us off from the southern part of town to the and then we'll work our way up to the northern part of town, which is the College Avenue corridor. We'll get there momentarily, but as you can see right now, this is actually relatively new for the City of Legoville. This is what's called Clutch Road, and as you can see, you got the bookshop. As you can see, you got the bookshop modular right there. You got the Lego Creator Townhouse and Pet Shop set. But what I did with that is, and I'll have to talk about that in a separate video, is that I kind of split them up and didn't, or rather I split them up, and then I put the, you can see the giant donut from the LEGOCITY donut shop opening. I created those two buildings into a multi-story building, so the donut shop is up top, and the toy shop is on the bottom. And as you can see right there, you can see there's one half of the townhouse pet shop, donut shop opening in the middle, and the townhouse part right, come into focus now, right there. So that's really so that really occupies Clutch Road. And I also created a little side street with Emmett's house. Actually, I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna talk about that. So you can see you got Emmett's house right there. From the Lego movie set, right? So you can see that you got a palm tree, couple of palm trees really, and a green road base plate, and that is making up Tubeside Road. As you can see, I got street signs there that came with the city set. That came with the extra stickers. Clutch is on the other side, and this one's Clutch, and the other one's Tubeside. So that's that part. We're gonna move over here to a hub that is known as the Legoville Transit Terminal. And this is actually a bus station that encompasses the buses here. 3 out of 4 buses serve this station, but we'll talk about the other one in a moment. As you can see, you got the bus terminal here, and you even got and there's even a burger bar or a burger restaurant right there, so you can grab a bite to eat while you're waiting for your bus. See ticket counter over there, and you got 2 buses sitting right there. We'll go over those in a moment. And also, moving along here, you got the Treads Tuning. It looked like a very suspicious building when it was just a basic city set, but now it looks even more. But now I made it look more suspicious as a criminal hideout and a mob-owned garage. You can see, so you got the pizza restaurant here, another place to eat. You got the pizza restaurant there, and the Octan station down there. And I've made videos on that, so if you want to check those out, you can. I'll actually put them at the end for you, where I normally put the most released videos. And as you can see, just taking it all in, you got what's known as a corner garage right over there. So if you want to get some, fueling done. Just taking it in one last time, going around this part of the city. This completes the south side of the City of Legoville. And now let's go take a look at the main city center. So right now you're looking up a street known as Stud Street, which is the city's main thoroughfare. It's a north to south road that runs pretty much between every important building there is in the city. Right now you can see, but it is a bus route as well. You got a bus parked right over there and one going there. And Stud Street is actually a pretty hectic street a majority of the time. So let's go take a look at the buildings that line up Stud Street. As you can see, Stud Street comprises small businesses as well as modular buildings. You can see that one's the downtown diner. Right now you can see the toy shop from the Creator line. The City Bank mock, also another video I did, so check that out after this, of course. And And what appears to be down there a Lego store. That's just one of 2 Lego stores that that are currently in the city. We'll take a look at the other one in a moment. But you can see you got the buses there. You got heavy traffic, heavy vehicular traffic, and as well as a city worker, which is always nice to see right there. So this is comprised of the small buildings portion. So let's go take a look at what modular buildings line up this street. So stay tuned, because I got that right now. So on the opposite end of Stud Street, we got the Brick Bank, which also aligns Lego, which we'll take a look at next. And you can see you got the detective's office there, and you got the downtown diner, which is pretty cool, and that lines up perfectly with the Legoville Community College. Right there, we'll take a look at that also. And also you got Al's Barber Shop. And yeah, so that's really it. Those are the modular buildings that align Stud Street. So right now, let's take a look down at Lego. So we're taking a look at Lego Street. Looking street views of Lego Street, which is also another main thoroughfare. It's an east to west, west to east street or road in the city, and really encompasses a lot of buildings. Like there's the right now, there we go, a really close-up view of the corner garage. That's one of them, as well as you can see right now. I'm going to take you to the opposite side, take you out of street view, and you can see here that that Lego Street houses many major operations, such as the TV Broadcast Center. Put it down here, the TV Broadcast Center, the Legoville Police Station, right there as well, the LVPD, and it aligns with Stud Street, which is actually the most busiest intersection in the city. You see, you got the Brick Bank, and over there you have the pet shop sets, right there. Oh, look, castle in the main distance. So that's Lego Street, but the bus route that currently operates is the 123 Lego Street, which is actually this bus right here, parked at the terminal. And you can see the one that's actually en route is kind of like way down there a little bit. There you can see him there. So that's Lego Street. It's the Lego Street there. See everything else that aligns it. So we're going to take a look at Brick Boulevard. And remember the Lego store I talked about? Well, stick around, because I'm going to talk about it when we take a look down Brick Boulevard. So taking a look at Brick Boulevard there are the buildings that run alongside of the road right there as well. So you got a secondary Lego store, and that's actually a mock I did. I really should talk about that in an upcoming video. You can see you got another City Pizza location right there, right next door. You can see you got that building up there. And as well as this building, this is a colorful building. Built this out of a bunch of random pieces from the Lego Pick-a-Brick wall. You can see you got corner garage, that'll line right there. You can see you got the vehicles. There's the Brick Boulevard bus right there. Fire truck, and another fire truck. So that's pretty much Brick Boulevard. I'm going to take you over there now. Just to give you kind of like that minifig view right there. You can see right there, and at the end of it, which is really cool, you got the town hall. Then you got another big building right here, the One Telecommunications, and that aligns College Avenue. So I'm going to talk about College Avenue right now, actually. What you're looking at right now is what's known as the College Avenue corridor, which starts at the Legoville Community College here, and it's got the loop or the bus station right there for the buses to go down. And that's really interesting, because the bus that comes to the downtown terminal is the only bus that actually goes to the downtown terminal from that location. The 242 keeps traveling up and down College Avenue. You can see you got the buses right there. I mocked those up. Those were the LEGOCITY buses from 2017. The summer of 2017. Right now you can see the 242 Brick Square. And that travels from the Legoville College Terminal, the Legoville Community College Terminal, all the way down to College Avenue and beyond. and beyond. So if you are a minifig that wants to get to the downtown terminal or anywhere downtown, your best bet is to take the secondary bus, which is the bus over there, to take to the downtown terminal, therefore going downtown. Anywho, so right now you can see the buildings. There are many buildings that align this street here. You can see the Legoville Community College right there. You got the Assembly Square, which is really big, and normally this is an intensely busy part of the city, just because of its many of its town entities right now where people can go and hang out and all that. You got the and this one is one of my favorite modular mocks. It's the City Food Market. So if you didn't see that video, go check that out as well. Right now you can see, and also we got the lovely Town Hall and its Soaring Eagle. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, and the Soaring Eagle, which means you can soar. If you can soar in Legoville, you can soar anywhere. And you can see the One Telecommunications buildings right there, and also includes a weather office. We'll talk about weather coming up in a minute. And as you can see, Channel 6 Plus, Eyewitness News, and the One Telecommunications Tower. See all that there, and even Legoville's politically elite, including Mayor Brick, seen there walking into the city hall. So that really covers that, and I'm going to talk a little bit now about why talk about Legoville as a whole. Now that you've seen now that you've looked around one of my prized possessions, right now the history of Legoville is pretty simple. I'm going to start with the fictional history, and then I'm going to tell you about how I built it and why I decided to make this an upcoming project that never really seems to stop. So the city of Legoville was developed in it's just after the Pirates ages. Right now, General Grant Brick, or General Lego, actually was awarded a piece of land from the king at the time for the disrupting of the Pirates ages and shooting off the pirates once and for all against the Great Pirate Battle back in the day. And Legoville continued and just thrived and boomed. It was really the only city at its location within about a 500-mile radius. So soon after that, it was the Middle Ages. The kings took over. Actually, kings took over, and Legoville was considered a medieval town at that point. General Brick, who found the city of Legoville, had passed away. He was the first mayor until his passing, and also the first governor of a province known as the East Province, which still stands today. Legoville was really one of the hubs, really, for major transport and major transporting goods. Trains used to come through the city and take minifigs to the nearest largest cities or just around town. However, the trains were discontinued and suffered from a very lack of transportation. Now, because of the transportation lack, the city's economy fell because nobody could really get to work, to work or anything like that. So, Legoville implemented public transit, and the transit that you see today was really dozens of years in the making. They started out with trolleys and just kind of moved around. Moved around, and then they decided to take public transit once, and then because of the booming public transit, the trains pulled out of the city and never really came back. So transit is a big dependent for the minifigs of Legoville. And it wasn't until the 1920s or the 1950s where a full held democracy was in place. Obviously, the reign of King Mark fell apart following his passing, and his dying wish was to turn Legoville into a democracy after he had died. So the first mayor of Legoville was implemented, and today's mayor currently is Becky Brick of the Lego Conservative Party. So I'm going to talk about politics. So if you're going to get triggered, you can tune out right now. So politics really wasn't really a forefront. It was kind of an overlooked forefront until about 2016, 2006 when James Berkman or when James Brick took over the city of Legoville and didn't, took over the city of Legoville, was inaugurated in. However, the city took a sharp dive, high crime rate, low economy during his mayoral time here up until about 2016. Flash forward to 2016 when Legoville elected a new, when Legoville had kind of a breakout type mayor, Sid Studd. So it was James Brick versus Sid Studd. And obviously Legoville had a change. They wanted a change. They didn't want, what was going on in the United States at the time. They didn't want that because they kind of felt he was kind of going to turn into a supreme leader or dictator, if you will. So they voted him out. Sid Studd came in. He served one term. Every term is 5 years. Every term is 5 years in the mayoral seat of Legoville. So so Sid Studd was up against Lego conservative Becky Brick, who really was kind of like a fierce leader, not to the extent of James Brick, but you could tell she really cared about the city and how it had suffered through the past. So she was elected in the previous election. There is another election coming. There is not another election coming up. And Becky Brick, but she is thinking about running against the city or maybe running for higher office. So a lot of things I get asked are about climate. The city of Legoville, like what kind of weather tendencies does it have? Now I'm a major weather fanatic. I love weather. It's really one of the really big things. So city of Legoville often sits in a climate similar to Florida, but not to the extreme. Legoville is a city that sits in a relatively warmer climate, but does get occasional snowstorms here and there, but not to the extent of the Great Lakes region or the north. Severe thunderstorms really dominate they really do dominate in the spring, summer, and late fall. Right now, Legoville sits in an area prone to tornadoes. Because of the cooler air mass that kind of invades. It's like the Gulf of Mexico. Warm humid air rises up, cool humid air comes down, and then you got a really bad situation. However, it is the opposite. Cool air tends to come in and really kind of stirs things up as well. And yes, severe storm watches and warnings are issued, just like the United States and Canada, and those are issued via I don't know if you can see it, but the weather office over there that I showed earlier in one telecommunications center, and I'll give you a broader detail on that eventually. Right now, so Legoville's average highs in the summers are in the 90s, and their average highs in the late fall 80s, average highs in the late summer 80s, average high in the fall drop down to about 70 and 60 degrees, and 60 degrees in the winter. So if you stayed through that long spiel about the city of Legoville, I applaud you, and I'm going to talk about the real reason why Legoville was built, and that's coming up. So stay tuned, and then we'll give our final goodbyes. When I first started Legoville, I believe it was when I was about 10 years old, and I just got my first base plates, which are the gray ones, which are fantastic. I really don't care for the older ones. Sorry. But yeah, so I put these base plates together, and it just kind of really came together. Got the modular buildings on the holidays, put those in, as well as city sets, as well as the previous city sets that I have come to know as well. So that's kind of really how it started, and it just kind of kept going, and it eventually evolved into the city you see today. I had it when I moved. I used to live in a different house, but not but up until 2013. So I ended up moving here to this current house, And really, I didn't have the tables I have now, which are 3 banquet style tables that, you know, they hold the raffles on at those banquets. So I didn't really get, so it just kind of sat on the floor for a while, and this floor is actually carpet, so I'm sure some of you have the struggles of carpet floors and Lego and building Lego on them. So I eventually ended up buying tables and just kind of building. Obviously, it had many shapes before. I'm going to see if I can kind of put those into this video to show you. So I just kept, you know, moving things around. Eventually, it came to this here as well. And it is still the booming city that you see today. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the city of Legoville and its history. I hope you always take my advice. And remember, when things get rough, just keep calm and build on. Especially if you step on those Legos, just remember, keep calm and build on. I'm Zach, and I'll see you next time here on Zach's Lego channel. Bye for now.